Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivana Dari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivana Dari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivana Dari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivana Dari. Sodanandana Bhajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivana Dari. Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jai Vishwad Jai Shishima. His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivinoda Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Gaura Vaishnava ki Jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai, ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Prem se Gaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Chamakun Radhakun Giri Govardhan ki Jai, Shiva Navanam ki Jai, Shri Maya Parnavidam ki Jai, Ganga Maya ki Jai, Jamuna Maya ki Jai, Tulsi Devi ki Jai, Bhakti Devi ki Jai, Samaveda Bhaktivinoda ki Jai, Transcendental Book Distribution ki Jai, Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Go Premanandi. All glory to some devotees. All glory to some devotees. All glory to some devotees. All glory to Shri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So this morning reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 24, chanting the song sung by Lord Shiva, text number 65. Seisha lokan ati chandavego vikarasasi tvam kala yana bhutani bhutar anumeya tadvo kana valir yayar iva visalyaha Saisa lokan nati chandavego vikarasasi tvam kalu kalayana Bhutani bhutar anumeya tadvo Ganavalir bhayar iva visisaha Saisa lokan nati chandavego Vikarasasi tvam kalu kalayana Bhutani bhutar anumeya tadvo Ganavalir bhayar iva visisayaha Sesa lokan ati chandavego Ganavalir bhayar iva visisayaha Sesa lokan ati chandavego Vikarasasi tvam kalu kalayana Bhutani bhutar anumeya tadvo Ganavalir bhayar iva visisayaha Saisa lokan nati chandavego Vikarasasi tvam kalu kalayana Bhutani bhutar anumeya tadvo Ganavalir bhayar iva visisayaha Sesa lokan nati chandavego Vikarasasi tvam kalu kalayana Bhutani bhutar anumeya tadvo Ganavalir bhayar iva visisayaha Sesa lokan nati chandavego Vikarasasi tvam kalu kalayana Bhutani bhutar anumeya tadvo Ganavalir bhayar iva visisayaha Sa that Esha this Lokan all the planetary systems Ati very much Chandavega the great force Vikarasasi destroys Tvam your lordship Kalu is it Kalu? However, the Kalayanaha, in due course of time, Bhutani, all living entities, Bhutai, by other living entities, Anumeya Tattva, the absolute truth can be guessed. Gana Avali, the clouds, Vayu, air, Eva, like, Abhisaya, unbearable. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace. Srila Prabhupada ki. My dear Lord, your absolute authority cannot be directly experienced, but one can guess by seeing the activities of the world that everything is being destroyed in due course of time. The force of time is very strong, and everything is being destroyed by something else, just as one animal is being eaten by another animal. Time scatters everything, exactly as the wind scatters clouds in the sky. Purport. The process of destruction is going on according to the law of nature. Nothing within this material world can be permanent. Although scientists, philosophers, workers, and everyone else are trying to make things permanent. One foolish scientist recently declared that eventually life will be made permanent through science. Some, the so-called scientists, are also trying to manufacture living entities within the laboratory. Thus, in one way or another, everyone is busy denying the existence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and rejecting the supreme authority of the Lord. However, the Lord is so powerful that He destroys everything in the form of death. As Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita 10:34, Mrityu sarvaharashchaham, I am all-devouring death. The Lord is just like death to the atheists, for He takes away everything they accumulate in the material world. Hiranyakasipu, the father of Prahlad, always denied the existence of the Lord, and he tried to kill his 5-year-old boy, due to the boy's unflinching faith in God. However, in due course of time, the Lord appeared as Nrsingadev and killed Hiranyakasipu in the presence of his son. As stated in the srimadbhagavatam 1.13.47, this killing process is natural. Jivo jivasya jivanam. One animal is food for another animal. A frog is eaten by a snake is eaten by a mongoose, and the mongoose is eaten by another animal. In this way, the process of destruction goes on by the supreme will of the Lord. Although we do not see the hand of the Supreme Lord directly, we can feel the presence of that hand through the Lord's process of destruction. We can see the clouds scattered by the wind, although we cannot see how this is being done because it is not possible to see the wind. Similarly, although we do not see the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we can see that He controls the process of destruction. The destructive process is going on fiercely under the control of the Lord, but the atheists cannot see it. Om Jnanatamarandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshram Malitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Ukram Kotavatalang Pangunlang Hayate Gurim Yat Kripa Taraham Bande Shigarum Dinataranam Vanchakapatubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Devacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Lord Shiva is here saying that people can't directly experience the absolute authority of Krishna, how He is destroying everything, and He's also creating everything and maintaining everything. So this is their misfortune that they can't understand the authority of Krishna. Of course, it's possible to understand to some degree the absolute authority of Krishna. And therefore Krishna, he comes and he gives us knowledge by which we can understand Krishna to some degree. His destructive, his creative nature is here. It's also mentioned about time. What is it? Says Chandavega. Says the great force, Chandavega. In the next chapter we're going to hear about this Puranjana. Amazing story, allegory of Puranjana. King Pratinibarhisad. He was a king, and he was doing so many sacrifices, and I think it was Narada Muni came to preach to him, and he preached to him in an indirect way. He gave me this amazing allegory of Puranjana. Chandavega. Chandavega is the time factor, how very swiftly time is passing by. Just like we have these hourglasses, you have the sand in the top, and the sand is coming down gradually. So we have our lifetime hourglasses. Just like when I joined the movement, I was 22, and there was, most of my life was, still up there, but now it's kind of going down. So time is very swiftly passing by. And time is, of course, it's relative. And just like you may be 25 years old now, or in your early 20s or something, and you may live to be, 75 or so, another 50 years. But what is 50 years? 600 months. It's not that much. Just like we have July coming now. So months are going by pretty quickly. 50 years is only 600 of them. They go pretty quick. So this is the time. So of course, time should be utilized properly. In the Bhagavatam, it stated, Ayo harati vai pungsam, udyan astang chayanas, tashyarta yaksananita uttama slokavardya. For every rising and setting of the sun, a day is lost, except for that person who utilizes their time in glorifying the all-good personality of Godhead. So this is the best way to utilize time. Unfortunately, people, they waste so much time. I was on book distribution one time, and I stopped one gentleman, and he said, I charge $5 a minute. Can you afford me? A little puffed up. So they utilize such valuable time to make money. Such valuable time is very valuable, but they waste such valuable time on just making money for sense gratification. So unfortunate. But actually, time is so valuable, and it should be utilized in a proper way. Like atato brahma jigyasa. Now is the time to inquire about the absolute truth. This is the way to utilize time. Inquiring, who am I? What's going to happen at the time of death? This is the way to utilize time. But people are wasting such a valuable thing. What does Janaka Pandit say? Janaka Pandit says, even with all the wealth in the world, you can't buy back 1 second. And Prabhupada says in one purport that to waste a moment is the greatest loss. To waste 1 moment of time is the greatest loss. What to speak of wasting a whole lifetime? So unfortunate. So, time should be utilized in a way that we can be elevated, that we can learn about Krishna and grow spiritually. This is the proper utilization of time. This is how to understand the absolute truth, by utilizing our time properly. Otherwise, we again have to go through this whole cycle again. Mrityu amrityogama, that one should leave this place of death and go to that place where there is no death. Mrityu amrityogama. Nobody wants to die, but we're all forced. We're all lined up. And we don't know when we're going to die. Just like I gave the example of the hourglass. Now, generally people, males, they generally live to be about 73, average, in America. But we never know when Krishna's just going to smash that hourglass to pieces. Finished. We don't know. I was distributing books in Miami. There's one friend there. He worked in the airport, and his wife, somehow she bumped her knee on the bedpost, got cancer on that spot, died 6 months later. So these bodies are very vulnerable, and just like now we have this COVID-19, and devotees have died. People are dying. Unexpectedly, their death is coming. We don't know. We don't know. So we have to be ready for this time. Actually, the human form of life is a preparation for that second, that moment when we leave this body. If we're able to think of Krishna, antakale chamami, if we're able to think of Krishna at the time of death, this is the perfection of life. Then we go back to Krishna. So it's a preparation. This is as it said, the final exam. Right? What are we thinking of? And it said that when one leaves one's body, one's life flashes before them. So if we're absorbed in Krishna, then guess what? Krishna's going to flash before us, and we'll go back to Krishna. So we have to be ready for that. And come out of this dark. Tamasima jyotirgama. Come out of the darkness. Material world, it's a place of darkness. So much darkness, so much illusion. Go to the light of Krishna consciousness. This is the goal, to get this light of knowledge, so that we could see things clearly. And Krishna, he helps us to see things clearly through these words of wisdom. When I'm distributing books now, I tell people this is the timeless wisdom. No limit. You could learn on and on and on about this. This wisdom, timeless wisdom, never gets old. And Krishna, he's also the master of time. Right? Just like there's the demigods in charge of the moon, Surya, and Vivishwan in charge of the sun. So Krishna, he's in charge of time, and therefore he says, Kalo, time I am, kalosmi, time I am. And sometimes Krishna, he plays with time a little bit. Just like this amazing pastime in the Mahabharata, of this person named Jayadratha. Jayadratha, he was an evil man. And there was a period where the Pandavas, they were hunting. And Draupadi was there with Domya, one of the priest of the Pandavas. And while the Pandavas were out in the forest hunting, this Jayadratha came, and he saw the beauty of Draupadi, and he was just completely enchanted, and decided to to take her. Of course, she protested in so many ways and said, this is going to shorten your life if you touch me. But he wasn't very intelligent, and he touched her. And took her on his chariot. And then Yudhisthira, he felt bad omens immediately. And he said to the Pandavas, to his brothers, sorry, something's not right. We better go back to the camp. And found out that he had taken Draupadi. So, the Pandavas are they're Kshatriyas and they're powerful. Immediately they became so infuriated. So they went after this Jayadratha. And he was a Kshatriya also. He had a whole army. So he thought, I'm famous, I'm powerful. It's just the Pandavas. But eventually they caught up with him. And actually Yudhisthira said, don't kill him though, because he's the husband of our cousin. So there's some relation. Don't kill him. So when Arjuna and Bhima caught up with him, Bhima, of course, don't mess with Bhima. He's so powerful. So he beat him up. He beat him up pretty good. He beat him up unconscious. And then he thought, well, we can't kill him because you just said we shouldn't kill him. So what do they do? What is next to death? Who knows what it is? What it is next to death? Yeah, he did a punk rock haircut on him. Just like, who was that? That was the Rukmi. Same thing, got the same style haircut. So that's just like so humiliating. So humiliating. So then he also became a slave. So Bhima and Arjuna said, now you have to become a slave of Yudhisthira. So he became a slave. What can he do? So, but then when they took him to Yudhisthira said, just said, let him go. He's one of our relatives, let him go. But then he warned him, don't do any of this nonsense anymore. But he was so upset that he took a vow that to conquer the Pandavas. And the way he was going to do that was worshipping Lord Shiva, who's chanting these prayers here. So he worshipped Lord Shiva, and he was doing very austere sacrifices. And what was that? He was only eating leaves. Pretty austere. That's what you do? Not all the time. This is all he was eating. Leaves. It doesn't say how long specifically he was doing it, but he was eating leaves for quite some time. That's pretty austere. Try it sometime. So he pleased Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva appeared to him and he said, I'm pleased with your sacrifice. And what is it you want? He said, I want to conquer the Pandavas. I want to annihilate the Pandavas. And Lord Shiva just started laughing. He said, that's not going to happen. Even I can't kill the Pandavas because they're dear to Lord Krishna. Nobody can kill the Pandavas. So he said, but I'll give you this boon, that you'll be able to check all the Pandavas with the exception of Arjuna, because he's Nara. There's Nara Narayan. You can't check him, but once you'll be able to check him. Yeah, you're not going to kill them, but you could check them. All right, that's something. So then, after some time, the Battle of Kurukshetra came about, and it's such a great war, such a powerful warriors are in this battle, and they had something called Chakra Vyuha, where no one could penetrate into this. It was like a protective phalanx. So, but there was two people that knew how to get in it. It was Arjuna and Abhimanyu, who was the son of Arjuna. So Yudhisthira, now Arjuna, he was on another place in the battlefield, some distance away. So Yudhisthira told Abhimanyu, you go inside. He was very powerful. Abhimanyu was very powerful. So he was able to penetrate this Chakravyuha, and he went in, and he was killing so many of the Kurus. And it was just like unbelievable how he was killing so many of these warriors. And there were 6 of the Maharatis in there. There was Karna, and there was Dronacharya, and there was Duryodhana, and Ashwatthama, and there was a couple others. Powerful Maharatis. But even they couldn't stop Abhimanyu. Dronacharya, he's the teacher of the Pandavas and the Kurus. He couldn't stop him. He was just so powerful. Incredible. And how old was he? Anybody know? He was only 16 years old. But he was so powerful, they couldn't stop him. And then finally, Karna asked Dronacharya, what are we going to do? How are we going to stop this person? He said, well, one of us can't stop him. But all of us together, we can stop him. Of course, it's not according to Kshatriya law, but what can we do? Sometimes laws have to be broken. So then they all attacked him, one killed all his horses, one broke his chariot, just knocked his arrow, his bow out of it. So they all attacked him at once. These 6 Maharatis. They couldn't do it on their own. So then eventually he was killed. And then again, Yudhisthira, he felt the omens, something's not right here. So then he found out that Abhimanyu had been killed. So they tried to get in to this Chakravyuha, but they couldn't get in because Jayadratha, he had this benediction that he could check the Pandavas. So they couldn't get by him, and they couldn't figure it out. Why can't we get by this person? Neither one of the 4 can get by him. So then Arjuna returned from the battle and found out what had happened. Actually, the Pandavas were trying to get in there before Abhimanyu was killed. Before he was killed, but they couldn't get in to protect him. So then Arjuna found out that Jayadratha had stopped his brothers from getting in and protecting Abhimanyu. So then he took a vow that tomorrow, if I have not killed Jayadratha by the time the sun sets, then I'll enter fire. So when he said that in a very powerful way, all the Pandavas and the warriors on their side, they all became very elated. And the Kurus, they couldn't figure out, why are they elated? They were like, yeah, now. But they had just killed Abhimanyu, and they knew Abhimanyu is, he's the son of Arjuna. They should be lamenting. Why are they joyful? Why are they joyous? What is? And then there was one spy that was there that had heard Arjuna's vow, and then he went to Jayadratha and said, "This is what's going to happen. Arjuna's taken a vow to kill you," and he became completely distraught. He was really upset because now Arjuna, he's one of the greatest warriors on the planet. He's taken a vow to kill him, so he was like really feeling bad. He felt bad, lamenting. So then, when he went to Duryodhana and Karna and all them, and they saw that he's so disturbed. Well, why are you so upset? What? Arjuna's taken a vow to kill me tomorrow by the time the sun sets. If he doesn't kill me, he's going to enter fire. So then Duryodhana said, don't worry, we'll protect you, don't worry. He won't be able to get close to you, don't worry. So he felt a little good about that, but he was still anxious, very anxious about this. So then the next day, the battle began. And Arjuna, he's determined to get to Jayadratha. Now it's a whole huge battle. How many warriors? Anybody know? Besides Dravida? Well, it's described that there were 640 million died. So, like that, it's big. So it's a huge battlefield, Battle of Kurukshetra. So he's gradually getting closer and closer and closer. And the biggest challenge was Dronacharya, because he's the teacher of all the warriors there, all the great Maharathis. So somehow Arjuna was able to get by. And then finally, towards the end, he got to Jayadratha. But he was being protected by all these warriors. And he just had a few minutes before the sun set. And those who were on the side of Duryodhana and Jayadratha, they were like, all right, he's just a few minutes, and he's still alive. So then they saw darkness. It became dark. Then they thought, the sun has set. And Jayadratha, he's still alive. That means Arjuna, he's going to enter into the fire. So practically the war is over, and they became so joyous, so happy. But then the light came again. What happened is Krishna, he had taken his Sudarshan chakra and stopped the sun light coming. So the sun had not set, but the darkness had come. So then Krishna told Arjuna, Arjuna, get your arrow ready. Because Jayadratha has put his weapon down, everybody's put their weapons down. When I tell you to shoot, shoot. So then he took away the Sudarshan chakra, the light came again, and he shot Jayadratha. So Krishna played with the time there a little bit. He covered the sun with his chakra. And people thought that the sun had set, but it had not. So Krishna, he has a way of playing with this, with time. So yeah, we should utilize our time in a way that is beneficial for our advancement in spiritual life. Prabhupada said that the business of a devotee is to utilize their time in such a way that they can always get closer to Krishna. This is just to get closer and closer and closer to Krishna. This is our business. And we're so fortunate that we have these various ways by which we can get closer to Krishna. Sadhu Sangha Nam Kirtan Bhagavat Shravana Mathurava Shri Mathura Sudhaya Sevan. Every morning we're doing these activities that are helping us get closer and closer to Krishna. So, any question or comment? Or correction? Yes, Balaram Prabhu.
I was just trying to understand in that pastime where you're just narrating about how Arjuna killed this Jayadratha, and I was wondering why. It wasn't clear to me, or maybe I missed it, why specifically Arjuna was after him. Was he part of the group who killed Abhimanyu?
Well, he was the one that kept the Pandavas from entering the Chakravyuha to protect Abhimanyu. If they would have been able to get in past Jayadratha, because they're all powerful Kshatriyas, they could have gone in there and helped. They would have been on the side of Abhimanyu. they could have protected him and helped him, kill more of the Kurus there. But they couldn't get past Jayadratha. And actually what's interesting is none of the 6 of those Maharatis had actually killed Abhimanyu. It was somebody else. I don't remember his name. You remember his name, Dhruva? It was somebody else. So, yeah, it was because of that he was stopping them from getting into this Chakravyuha. Yeah, they told Arjuna, we couldn't get past Jayadratha. We couldn't figure it out, how he got this Shakti that stopped all 4 of us. Not one of us can get past him. Yeah, that was the mercy of Lord Shiva on him, but that was the cause of his death also. I remembered 4, but not all of them. Bhishma wasn't there. He wasn't. Somehow he was somewhere else in the battle. Yeah.
So you mentioned that it's against Kshatriya code.
At least I don't think he was there. He might have been.
So it's against Kshatriya code for 5 to gang up on one person. That's what you said, right?
Yeah.
But then, but then when Jayadratha stopped the Pandavas from entering the Chakravyuha to protect Abhimanyu. But if they were to enter in there, then wouldn't they all be fighting whoever it was who killed Abhimanyu? Who was that again?
Well,
is that because those 5 people were ganging up on them, and therefore these people could enter, and then it could be 5 on 5 or 4 on 5.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of warriors in there.
Okay.
So
yeah, I forgot. It wasn't like one person was fighting Abhimanyu,
No.
and then they 5 wanted to get in and fight the person who was okay.
No. There was a lot of warriors fighting against him.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
So
sense.
yeah, it would have been evened out.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. That makes sense.
Devitapu.
One thing I noticed, because I'm not a student of the Mahabharata, although I worked on the Mahabharata back in Miami. I don't know if you remember that. We put out the Adi Kanda, the first part of the Mahabharata.
Right.
Maharaj is going to do it. The second one too, which is amazing. That's the Sabha Parva. That's the the assembly. But one thing that I know from the battle is that at the beginning, and there's all of these rules. I mean, they're breaking the rules by 5 on 1.
Yeah.
They're violating. But when the battle starts, it's all very very strict. And the example is that they're fighting like anything, and then as soon as the conch blows, they're friends and they meet together. There's all of these kind of kshatriya things going on. But as the battle proceeds, it's 18 days or something. Gradually, it drops by the wayside. It's almost like Kali Yuga is coming in or something, and all of these things. Like this is one of
Plus,
them.
they become a little more desperate, It's getting towards
and it's
the
like,
end.
well, heck with the rules, we got.
Yeah.
And then at the end, you have this horrific Ashvatthama. 2 things he's doing.
Yeah.
The first thing, he kills the 5 sleeping sons of boys, really, of Draupadi.
Even Duryodhana was upset about that.
Yeah, he said that's like the worst.
Yeah, that's the worst thing.
They're sleeping and they're little boys, And then,
of course, he thought that they were the Pandavas. He didn't know they were kids.
Oh, he thought that they were the Pandavas.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's not like he trying to do penance after that.
Right.
Then he throws the Brahmastra.
To kill Parikshit,
Yeah, and he's released.
In the womb.
And he throws it again. I mean, it's just like whatever gives. And that, and you see this a foretelling of the Kali Yuga, where bombing people, the bombing of Dresden was a big watershed. Dresden in World War II, it wasn't a center of industry. It wasn't, it was just people. It was just the poor people, women and children, not in the war, and they bombed the heck out of it,
Yeah.
And then today it's like whatever goes, they'll poison gas and everything,
Yeah.
So it's a sign of the degradation of Kali that even during that war, it came from strict Kshatriya code, and then it was violated.
Yeah, it's interesting that Ashwatthama, he was probably the most evil, because he tried to kill the baby in the womb, Parikshit, and he tried to kill the 5 Pandavas while they were asleep. He killed the sons, but because of that, do you remember what karma he got for that? To this day, he's still wandering, suffering all kinds of diseases and all kinds of things. Yeah, he was cursed to just wander, just living a horrible disease